Today I will be speaking with Soa The Hulk Palelei, the internationally renowned ultimate fighting champion. Soa is a mixed martial artist who was undefeated for more than 2 years. In 2014, Palelei made his acting debut alongside Ewan McGregor in the movie Son of a Gun. Soa has also just released his biography titled Face Your Fears. Today Soa will share his story of winning his biggest battle against depression. Hello darling, and welcome to our show.
Hello darling.
I love how you say it. Soa, tell our viewers, darling, about your martial art debut in 2002 and about the winning fights.
My first fight was in obviously 2002. It was a very kind of exciting time in my life, is because I turned professional, and it was probably the hardest fight I've ever had to date. Only because it's your first fight. So when you hop in the ring, well, it was a ring back then. So when you hop in there, you got a lot of nerves, and you train so hard for it, but you lose a lot of energy, kind of, with the nerves and stuff. So, but it was, it was great. It was great, a great debut for me. And after that, I went into winning a lot more fights, and it's always good to win as well.
And how did the name, the Hulk, come about?
I had back then a guy that was looking after us, Peter Nicholas. He owned a Fat Blaster back then, and he kind of said, look, he kind of made me, bring me into the fight game, basically, and he said, look, I wanted to kind of be called because I'm from Tonga and I'm from the South Pacific, I wanted to be like the Warrior or the Tongan Torpedo or something. But he said, no, we're going to go with the Hulk. And
do you sometimes feel like a real Hulk?
Yes, when I'm obviously when I'm in the cage in the octagon, I kind of change. I change in a way of it is my job, but it's only when the door's shut and it's only you and the other person, then you either change or you're going to get hurt.
Are you gone? In your biography, Face Your Fears. May I quote you say, as a little boy, I used to cry myself to sleep. The taste of tears became a flavor I would get to know. Can we go back to that childhood, to the Carrington Street?
Yeah, it was a hard time growing up. It was hard to write the book because I had to relive a lot of the stuff from my past. But but my whole culture, I'm Tongan. And whether you're Tongan or Fijian or Samoan, we're kind of from the same kind of the same Pacific Islands, so we're kind of disciplined kind of the same. I think that's kind of what made me to who I am today. But I kind of got a little bit more disciplined than what normal kids should have got. So it was a hard, hard upbringing.
But I think you're being very gentle about describing the horrific experience you had, if I may ask, about your uncle, that I read the part of the book now, that was really beating you up and abusing you physically. May I ask you to just say a little bit about it, so the viewers will understand the trauma that you experienced as a young boy?
It was hard. Growing up. So I was an altar boy for a couple of years, and the reason why I was an altar boy is because I used to get up early in the morning and leave as quick as I can. So and then go from there to school, because you didn't know what was going to happen, it was just a daily kind of what was going to happen today. Am I going to get hit with a wooden stick or a pole, or am I going to get my head thrown through a wall, or so every day was different. But I don't know.
Did you tell anyone then about what you were going through?
No.
No.
No. Well, I mean, it was hard to, like, you know, I would go to school and it'd be 30-degree heat, you'd be wearing jumpers, and teacher would, you know, ask questions, why are you wearing jumpers, and take you home, and then you know you're going to get a beating again. But yeah, it was hard. It was, to me it was like, why would someone do that to you when you're young? But it's all good.
And why indeed? So, darling, did your parents ever knew what happened to you in the hands of this uncle?
No.
Did you ever blame your parents yourself or question about them putting you in this place where you experienced this all? No. So they don't know till now. You are a father now. You're obviously very loving and dedicated father. You've got beautiful children. You said in your book that you spoil them today because obviously you want to make sure that they won't lack on anything and they will never go through, well, they would never go through this. What it makes you feel as a father, knowing what you went through? Do you become overprotective of your family and children?
I think I'm disappointed that, like, I'm not really a good dad, because I could have done more things.
Of course you
know,
could.
I could have, you know, spent more time with him, and could have taken him things. I mean, I give him what I can give him. I think the love was a little bit hard to give him, because maybe I didn't get that, you know, from, you know, as a kid, but it's hard. It was, you know, yeah, it's hard.
What I want to ask you, when you ran away after you got beaten up by your uncle and abused, and you ran away from home and you lived on the streets, what was the worst part of it? What are the most horrific memories of living on the streets?
It's cold. It's cold, lonely.
You say?
Living underneath someone's house. You know. I think the worst thing about kind of, you know, about like today is I have trust issues, but I'm better now because I talk to people. I talk to a person that I kind of vent. Yeah, but growing up, you know, and that's why I've kept everything in a bottle. Like kept everything really tight, never to be told anyone until I wrote a book and tell the world, you know. But you know, I hope that that, you know, and I've gone from someone that was kind of from here to where I am now, fighting in the UFC, doing a few movies, and you know, I hope I can change or help people. You know, even if I help one person, you know, to help him or her be more aware of you know, obviously the talk that I'm doing with at the boys, you know, for men's mental awareness. You know, if I can help someone, you know, that's one person that all my tears and ups and downs, you know, has been worth it.
Absolutely. So, darling, do you think that this trauma of your childhood influenced your decision to go into sport world in the initial stage?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because when I hop in the octagon and and I look across the octagon and I see the other person, and then I laugh, and then I think, well, what are you going to do to me that's not already happened in my whole life? And the thing is, when my main finished move is if I'm on top, I can finish it. But when I'm on top and I'm throwing punches, I don't see that person that I'm fighting. I see someone else, and I just go and I just keep going until the ref pulls me off. But then I feel sorry after it that I did that, because it wasn't me that was doing that. I just got so much anger.
That was the other Hulk.
Yeah, that was the other Hulk.
Yes.
Turned green.
So, after the winning, then you went to UFC and you lost the first game.
Yep.
Tell us the effect that it had then on you.
Yeah, I signed a 3-fight deal with the UFC. I fought in Las Vegas, kind of a big card, you know, when you've got Beyonce sitting, Paris Hilton, they're all sitting front to front. The guy that was looking after us back then was Ryan Parsons. He was from Team Quest, so I spent a lot of time in Temecula in LA. He used to do the massaging and that for Kevin James and Adam Sandler. So they flew in for the fight. And then they came in and I was at the hotel. Everyone's like, yeah, the Hulk's going to win, you know. And I think I lost that fight, but I froze. When I walked out, I was looking, I didn't know what I was doing. And then when they were talking to me between the rounds, I could see their lips move, but I couldn't.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just, I think I just froze because there was millions of people watching, and then the next day they cut me. So the UFC cut me from the promotion. Even I'd never had my 3 fights, just had the 1 fight. They said the worst ever. You're never going to fight again. And then that was it. Came back to Australia and ate food and put on. Went to 160, nearly 170 kilos.
And then you sank in depression.
Depression, yeah, and yeah, really bad. Yeah, and I thought I was just useless. And then I started reading things on the internet. You know what people say, and a lot of people can be very cruel out there in that. And I feel like, you know, kind of find them, but they're just you just look at their profile picture and there's some fat guy sitting behind eating a burger.
That's right.
You know, but you know that's life, and it was pretty bad. Yeah.
In your sport training, they train you and motivate you to be the winner, to be the best.
Yeah.
Does it ever prepare you, the training, for the emotional turmoil that comes with not winning?
And you have to do it yourself. You have to basically go out and find help yourself. And I kind of masked it. I didn't worry about it. If it was a problem, I just thought, okay, don't worry about it, and just kept on, instead of going seeing someone about it, you know, which I am now. But back then I didn't know who to see, so I didn't know, you know, what to do. So basically, I used to have problems, days where even when I'm training for a fight, and some days where you just can't get up and can't get out of bed, but you just gotta think, okay, don't worry about it because, you know, it's okay, or just keep being okay, but I'm not okay. You know, and times where I remember one time when I ran my car into a pot, like there was a big pot plant. I ran into the car, took off, and then I went down Canning Highway, and I thought, this is it. I'm going to park my car and I'm jumping off Canning Highway. No one's going to know. Who cares anyway? No one's going to know. So, and then it'll be news one day. That's it. The next day, everyone forgets about you. You know.
What turned you around?
My kids. Yeah, my kids. So then I thought, you know what, you know, I was so close for so many things, you know, hanging off a tree, like so many times I wanted to hang off a tree, or I don't know. I just thought to myself, oh man, yeah, so hard. Thought my life is just got so much happening. Sometimes I think, oh, but you know, but people don't know. People don't know. Like you don't know. Like you know, camera guys don't know who I am. They know, oh, okay, he's the Hulk. He's 6'4". He's 130 kilos. Absolutely. You know, he can damage anyone. He can knock out anyone. But they don't know that I'm going to walk out of this interview. I'm going to go to my room, or I'm going to go for a walk and think to myself, oh, I'm going to get in these thoughts that who cares? Like, you know, who cares about life? But I've talked to someone about it, and I'm happy now. I'm happy myself now that, you know, talking about it has relieved a lot of things, of a lot of pain, and that's so. I still get my days where I just feel, you know, oh, you know, but then I kind of switched and I say things where she's giving me stuff to say, where like, you know, to keep positive, and that's kind of helped me a little bit.
Fantastic.
As well.
So if we want to capture your message to viewers, people out there, you've gone through the hell, and to people that are going through trauma but think they alone, you know, and they want, what would be your message, your short message to them?
Just to talk to somebody. You know, you've got to talk. That's the main thing. If you keep the stuff in, one day it's just going to blow up, and then it's, you know, you have to talk. And I found that's helped a lot. And I wasn't never going to do that. And my thing was, if I go to an event, and then I think when I'm around people, I get fidgety, and I get, okay, there's too many people around. Okay, I've got to go. I've got to,
Wow.
you know, it's like, okay, got to go back in my bubble, and then I
Yes.
stay in my bubble, and then I'm like relaxed, and then no one can hurt me, no one can touch
Yes.
me, no one can come into my bubble, and that's it.
But you're lucky you found your bubble, huh?
Well, someone's popped it.
So, darling, Oprah Winfrey once said, whatever life does to you, it does it for you. Would it apply to Soa Palelei, this saying?
So whatever life does,
To you,
yep,
it does it for you.
yeah, I think it does. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Oprah Winfrey and some of the stuff that she says, but I think it does.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What can we expect in the near future from Soa The Hulk Palelei? Because I know your love and your passion and your
Yep.
debut in Hollywood, you know, movies. Can we expect more movies? Can we expect, yes?
Yeah. The problem about that is if I have to diet.
So is it for your next part?
Yes, we got a few things coming up this year, so
Yes, but we can't talk about
yes,
it
we
yet.
can't know yet.
But we will
Yeah.
tell Hello Darling when it's
Yes,
when it's
you'll be the
official.
first. You'll be the first person.
Thank you. So, if you were to meet that uncle today, what would you tell him?
I'll forgive him.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you arrive in such a space that you are able to forgive for such a...
I'll forgive him because I think when I went back and I went and seen him before he died, and he got up and he started crying, and I think I wanted to do something else. I think when I seen him, I thought, I looked at him and I went, what are you going to do to me now? Like, what are you going to do to me? I'm a fighter. I'm a UFC fighter. You know, what are you going to do to me? And then he started crying. He said, sorry. I think that's the thing. When he said sorry to me, then that's it. I said, okay, I forgive you.
Thank you.
And then I just thought, oh shit. But I just wanted to hear that.
So, thank you. Thank you for sharing this. I feel very, very privileged that you did it. May I ask you, what mantra do you live your life by?
Anything is possible for anyone. You know, I've been up and down and through the dumps. But anything is possible if you put your mind to it and just go. And you can, you know, dream about it, and then make the dream come true. Look what I've done. I've hustled and gone back. They told me I was never to go back to the UFC, and then look what happened. And then I hustled. I didn't care what happened. And then even if I had to take a fight every month, which I was doing, so it was like 3 to 4 to 5 fights. And then we said, UFC, can we fight again? No, go back and fight. So another fight, 9, 10 fights. We've beaten everyone. And I've finished everyone in the first round, second round. And then UFC thought, okay, well, you know, he's the real deal. So then end up fighting back in the UFC. I think that was the main thing, just to get back to the UFC and to show everyone that 2007, when I fought in the UFC in Las Vegas, wasn't me. You know, going back into this UFC the second time was me, was the Hulk. That's the Hulk that everyone knows. And I think it's a success story, I think, for anyone. I think, you know.
Of course.
And if,
Of course.
yeah, I think it's been hard. It's so hard. And I mean, this interview was hard to kind of sit here and talk to you about
Thank
things,
you.
you know. But I think it opened up a few things, but I think it was a good thing because I think I got a little bit off my chest. And I think that as time goes by and I do more interviews and stuff like that, I think I'll be freely more to talk about things, But
I think you're helping a lot of people out there, and I really would like to thank you for it, and thank you for your time. And we're looking forward to see you in the Hollywood productions. Don't go too skinny. One more question.
Yep.
Who is most famous person in your phone? Apart from Hello Darling.
Yeah, well, I had you as number 1, and then I had Deborah Munson number 2.
Yes.
Number 3 is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Is it true that you're friends? And tell me about the friendship very quickly.
Yeah, he's like Leo. I met Leo through a friend of mine, Dale. Dale is an SAS soldier, and he bodyguard Charlie Sheen. And then Charlie Sheen said, "Hey, listen, you've got to meet this guy Dale. He's from Australia." So then Dale ended up working for. Then Leo said, "Look, I want him to look
Yes.
after me." So
say hi to Leo.
yeah.
Next time you speak to him. Thank you so much for being on Hello Darling.
Yep.
And I just want to congratulate you on your enormous strengths for life.
Yep. Thank you.
And thank you again for opening up. Yes.
Thank you.
And we watch out for the Hollywood career.
Thanks,
Thank you
Mama.
so much.
Thanks for having me.